single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hello, followers, Facts and Secrets channel. If you like the video, support us to subscribe to post more videos. Women who urinate alcohol. A woman drinks alcohol. Doctors reported a strange first-time condition, a woman who urinates in alcohol and whose bladder is a winemaking laboratory. This bizarre condition has been reported in the internal medicine records, where it appeared when doctors examined a 61-year-old woman on the waiting list for liver transplantation, at Presbyterian Hospital of the University of Pittsburgh Medical University. Women suffered from cirrhosis and diabetes, as well as diseases often associated with alcoholism and addiction. The woman said that she rarely drinks alcohol, which raised doubts among doctors, as her urine tests related to alcohol were frequently positive, so many doctors advised her to undergo alcohol use treatment, but she continued to insist that she does not drink alcohol to the point of addiction. After that, some doctors noted that the results of her urine test that related to ethyl glucuronide and ethyl sulfate were negative, which are the substances that produce alcohol decomposition, as her blood tests were negative for ethanol, and this means that alcohol was not in the bloodstream, so she did not report her feeling she is drunk or poisoned. These strange circumstances made doctors take a close look at the lady's urine, and they discovered that her bladder had been colonized by a strain of yeast called glabrata, which is a fungus belonging to the natural bacteria in the human body, which is closely related to the yeast of beer. Doctors took yeast samples and put them in a petri dish, an unobtrusive cylindrical container that biologists use to grow cells like bacteria and fungi, under certain conditions, and saw whether they were fermented, and indeed the samples produced alcohol. It turns out that the lady's bladder works as a factory for the manufacture of beer or alcoholic beverages. To make alcohol, whether it is beer or other alcoholic drinks, you need water and sugar in addition to yeast and the absence of oxygen. The anaerobic conditions, without oxygen, make the yeast ferment sugars and convert them to ethanol and carbon dioxide. Returning to the condition of the woman, her urine contains sugar as a symptom of diabetes, in addition to the yeast that colonized her bladder, which led to the formation of ideal conditions for fermentation and alcohol production. Kenichi Tamama, the author of the study and a professor of pathology, said in this regard, "I think the main cause of a patient suffering from this condition is poorly controlled diabetes, because the bladder environment that contains high levels of glucose is definitely an environment suitable for yeast growth and activity." Tamama continues, "It is also known that diabetes itself causes dysfunction in the immune system, which also contributes to colonizing yeast in the bladder in this case. Doctors diagnosed the woman with a new condition, which they called self-fermentation syndrome, and the fact that he had never seen the effect of self-fermentation on the bladder before, although it was documented a few times in the digestive system. It should be noted that, unfortunately, people in this condition report feeling sleepy because alcohol enters the bloodstream, and this can also lead to nausea, vomiting, weak feelings, memory darkness, and even loss of consciousness." Thanks for following.